Credit cards look simple. Swipe, tap, buy, done. But are they a smart tool or a fast road into debt? A credit card can feel a little dangerous because it makes spending so easy. It almost feels like free money. But that feeling is exactly where people get into trouble. Credit cards can take you in two very different directions. One path helps you build credit and earn rewards. The other path leads to fees, stress, and interest. So what decides which path you end up on? It's not the card itself, it's how you use it. First, let's clear up the biggest misunderstanding. When you use a credit card, you are not spending your own money. You are borrowing money from the card issuer and promising to pay it back later. Every credit card comes with a credit limit. That is the maximum amount the bank lets you borrow at one time. It's your ceiling, not your target. When you tap or swipe your card, the purchase happens fast. To you, it feels instant. Behind the scenes, a lot is happening in just a few seconds. The store sends your payment request through a card network and then to your bank. Your bank checks your account, your available credit, and possible fraud. Then it approves or declines the purchase. If everything looks fine, the transaction gets approved, the merchant gets paid, and your available credit goes down by that amount. That's the part many beginners miss. Even small purchases chip away at your available credit. A coffee today still becomes part of your bill later. When you make a payment, your available credit comes back. Spend, repay, spend again. That cycle is why credit cards are called revolving credit. Revolving credit means the line of credit keeps opening back up as you pay it down. That can be helpful. It can also become dangerous if you keep borrowing without a plan. Now let's talk about the billing cycle. This is usually about a month of purchases collected together. At the end, your card issuer creates your statement. Your statement shows what you bought, what you already owed, and what you now need to pay. This is the moment where reality catches up with your spending, and this is why checking your statement matters. Every statement has a due date. That date matters a lot. Paying on time protects you from late fees and helps protect your credit score. Most cards also offer a grace period on purchases. That means you may avoid interest if you pay your balance in full by the due date. In simple words, the bank gives you a short window to borrow for free. If you pay the full statement balance on time, you usually avoid interest on purchases. That is one of the best ways to use a credit card. You get convenience without paying extra. But then there's the minimum payment. It looks small, and that can feel comforting. The problem is that paying only the minimum usually leaves most of the debt behind. That remaining balance starts collecting interest. This is where APR comes in. APR is the cost of carrying debt on the card. And credit card interest can get expensive fast. A small unpaid balance can grow month after month. That's why so many people feel trapped, even when they keep paying. Now, let's talk about the good side. One major advantage of credit cards is building credit history. When you pay on time consistently, you show lenders that you can handle borrowed money responsibly. Another big factor is credit utilization. That means how much of your limit you're using. Using a smaller portion of your limit usually looks healthier than maxing your card out. Why does that matter? Because strong credit can help when you apply for bigger things later. Think car loans, apartments, or even a mortgage. Credit cards can also pay you back. Many offer cash back on everyday spending. If you were going to buy those things anyway, that can be a nice bonus. Other cards give points or miles instead of cash back. Those rewards can turn into flights, hotel stays, gift cards, or other perks, but only if you manage the card well. Some cards come with travel benefits too. Things like rental car coverage, free checked bags, or no foreign transaction fees can add real value. For frequent travelers, those perks can matter. Credit cards are also convenient. They make online shopping, subscriptions, and digital payments easy. That convenience is a benefit, but it's also a temptation. A credit card can also be helpful in an emergency. Maybe your tire blows out or a pipe breaks before payday. In those moments, access to credit can buy you time. Another advantage is fraud protection. If something suspicious happens, your card issuer may alert you quickly. That can help you respond before the damage spreads. And if a charge looks wrong, you can dispute it.
That is one reason many people prefer credit cards over debit cards for certain purchases. You often get stronger protection when something goes wrong. Consumer protections are a quiet but powerful benefit. Billing disputes and unauthorized charges are easier to fight when the money hasn't left your bank account directly. That extra layer can bring peace of mind. With a debit card, fraud can tie up your actual bank balance. With a credit card, the issue is usually handled on the borrowed side first. That difference matters when your cash flow is tight. Credit cards also create a detailed spending record. Every purchase shows up in one place. That makes tracking your habits much easier. If you use that record wisely, your card can actually help your budget. You can see where your money went, you can spot patterns and fix bad habits faster. Now for the dangerous side. Credit cards make spending feel painless. And when spending feels painless, people often spend more.
That's the overspending trap. You see a sale, you feel excited, and one quick tap doesn't seem like a big deal. But several quick taps can quietly become a painful bill. Maxing out your card creates two problems at once. First, you owe a lot of money. Second, using too much of your limit can hurt your credit profile. Then, interest joins the party, and interest is not your friend. The longer you carry debt, the more expensive old purchases become. Fees can also sneak up on you. Some cards charge annual fees. Others hit you with late fees, balance transfer fees, or other charges. Some cards also charge foreign transaction fees, and cash advances can be especially costly. They often start charging interest right away. Late payments can damage your credit score. They can also trigger extra fees and stress. One missed due date can cost more than people expect. High utilization is another warning sign. If you use too much of your available credit, lenders may see you as risky. Even if you're making payments, a maxed out card can still look bad. Applying for too many cards too quickly can also backfire. Each application may add a hard inquiry. That's why random card chasing is usually not a smart strategy. And then there's the fine print. Credit card terms can be confusing. If you don't understand the fees, rates, and rules, surprises get expensive. Some store cards make things even trickier with special promotions. No interest sounds amazing, but sometimes if you don't pay the full amount in time, hidden costs can hit hard. Cash advances deserve a special warning. They are one of the most expensive ways to use a credit card. If possible, avoid them. When debt piles up, it becomes stressful fast. Bills grow, progress feels slow, and your budget gets squeezed. This is the side of credit cards that people wish they understood earlier. So here's the mindset shift. A credit card is not a toy, and it's not free money. It's a financial tool, and tools only help when you use them correctly. Rule number 1 is simple. Budget first. Decide what you can afford before you spend. The card should follow your plan, not create a new one. Rule number 2, only charge what you could realistically pay back soon. If you can't afford it without the card, pause and think hard. Convenience should never become an excuse.
Rule number 3 is the golden rule. Pay your full statement balance whenever possible. That helps you avoid interest, and it keeps the card working for you instead of against you. Rule number 4, automate smart habits. Set up autopay if you can. Even a backup minimum payment can help prevent painful late mistakes. Rule number 5, review your statement regularly. Make sure every charge is real. Catching problems early is part of responsible use. Rule number 6, keep your usage low. You do not need to use all your credit just because it's available. Lower utilization is usually healthier than living near the limit. Rule number 7, use alerts. A due date alert, balance alert, or spending alert can save you from bad surprises. Tiny systems can protect you from expensive mistakes. Rule number 8, a credit card is not your emergency fund. It can help in a pinch, but real savings are still better. Borrowed backup is not the same as owned cash. Not every card is built for the same person. Some beginners may start with a secured card. Others may look at student cards or simple rewards cards. A secured card can be useful if you're building or rebuilding credit. You put down a deposit and that reduces the risk for the issuer. Used responsibly, it can be a stepping stone. Before choosing a card, compare more than just the rewards. Look at APR, annual fees, and the actual rules. A flashy bonus means less if the card is expensive to keep. If you already have credit card debt, shift your focus from rewards to repayment. Paying down expensive balances matters more than chasing points. Debt first, perks later. Even small extra payments can help over time. Progress may feel slow, but shrinking the balance changes everything. Less debt means less interest and less stress. If spending is the problem, stop adding new charges while you pay the old ones down. That may sound obvious, but it's one of the hardest habits to change. Discipline beats denial. Some people use balance transfer offers to manage debt. That can help, but only if you understand the fees and deadlines. A transfer is a strategy, not a magic trick. Also remember that credit is only one payment tool. Cash, debit, and credit each have a place. The smartest choice depends on the situation and on your habits. So who should use a credit card? Someone with a budget, self-control, and a plan to pay on time. If that's not you yet, that's okay, but build the habits first. A safe beginner approach is simple. Put one small, regular expense on the card, then pay it off in full every month. That's the real secret. Credit cards are powerful when your spending stays inside your budget. They become dangerous when your budget disappears. So in the end, credit cards are neither good nor bad by themselves. They amplify your habits. Good habits create benefits, and bad habits create debt. If you remember only one lesson, remember this one. Pay on time, pay in full when possible, and stay within your budget. That's how you keep the rewards and avoid the trap. If this made credit cards finally feel simple, you're not alone. Hit subscribe for more stickman money lessons that are easy to understand. And tell me in the comments what topic you want next.